Ever dreamt of finding a penny worth millions? Well, today we're diving deep into the world of rare coins, focusing on the elusive 1984 D. Lincoln penny. There's been buzz about one fetching a whopping $2.5 million. But before you start emptying your piggy banks, let's sift through the facts and fiction together. First things first, let's get acquainted with our star, the 1984 D. Lincoln cent minted in Denver. These pennies are pretty common. But as with any coin, certain anomalies can skyrocket their value. So, what makes a penny go from pocket change to life-changing? Historically, pennies like the 1909 SVDB and the 1943 copper cent have fetched high prices due to their rarity and unique features. For instance, the 1909 SVB had a limited mintage of just 484,000, making it a key date for collectors. Now, about that $2.5 million 1984 D penny, let's pump the brakes. While certain errors like double dies or off-metal strikes can increase a coin's value, there's no verified sale of a 1984 D penny reaching such astronomical figures. It's essential to approach such claims with a healthy dose of skepticism. So what should you look for? Here are key factors that can boost a coin's worth. Fewer coins minted or surviving equals higher value. Coins in mint or near mint condition are prized. Mistakes during minting, like double dies or wrong planchets, can be gold mines. Historical significance. Coins from notable years or events attract attention. Let me share a little story. A few years back, I stumbled upon a 1955 double die penny in my grandfather's old collection. At first glance, it looked ordinary, but upon closer inspection, the doubling on the obverse was unmistakable. That tiny detail turned a simple cent into a treasure worth thousands. It was a thrilling reminder that these gems can be hiding in plain sight. Familiarize yourself with key dates and errors. Resources like the Red Book are invaluable. Always check your pocket change. You never know what might turn up. Join coin clubs. Engaging with fellow enthusiasts can provide insights and keep you updated on market trends. These events offer opportunities to see rare coins and learn from experts. Remember, while the dream of finding $1 million penny is enticing, the true joy lies in the hunt and the stories behind each coin. So, keep your eyes sharp and your hopes high. Thanks for joining me on this numismatic journey. If you enjoyed this deep dive and want more tips on coins worth money, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. Share your coin finds in the comments below. I can't wait to hear your stories. All right, folks, I hope you're sitting down for this one, because today we're talking about a penny that could be worth a house. A big house. A mansion. That's right, the 1988 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny that has collectors buzzing with excitement, because one of these bad boys has been valued at a staggering $2.60 million. Wait a minute, I got a whole jar of pennies sitting in my kitchen. Could I be rich and not even know it? And that, my friend, is exactly why you need to watch this video till the end, because I'm about to break down everything you need to know about this rare and valuable penny, how to spot it, why it's worth so much, and how you might just strike it rich without even leaving your house.o. And stick around, because I've got a wild personal story about the time I almost threw away a valuable coin and didn't even realize it. Spoiler alert, it still haunts me.so. First things first, what makes this 1988 Lincoln penny so special? At first glance, it looks like any regular old penny you'd find under your couch cushions. But there's a huge difference. This penny has no mint mark. That means it was supposed to have a little letter under the date, like D for Denver or S for San Francisco. But for some reason, it doesn't. This particular penny has a very specific error. A transitional design mix-up where the lettering style on the reverse, that's the back of the coin, is actually from 1989 instead of 1988. Oops. Basically, someone at the US Mint messed up big time. And when the Mint makes a mistake, collectors go crazy. Now, let's get to the part you've been waiting for. The money. This coin originally started making waves in the collecting world when experts discovered its unique mistake. Over the years, its value has steadily climbed as more and more collectors realize just how rare it is. The current estimated market value of a pristine, top-condition 1988 no-mint mark penny is a jaw-dropping $2.60 million. Let me say that again for the people in the back. $2.6 million. For a penny. That's a life-changing amount of money for something most people wouldn't think twice about spending on a piece of gum, of course. Condition is everything. A worn-out version won't fetch millions, but even a circulated one could still be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. All right, now for the part where you go digging through every penny you've ever touched. Flip the penny over and check under the year 1988. If there's no D or S there, you might have a winner. This is trickier, but the FG initials on the reverse, near the Lincoln Memorial, should match the 1989 style, not 1988. The better the shape, the higher the value. If it's all scratched up or corroded, it won't fetch top dollar if you think you got one. Take it to a professional coin grader, because you do not want to accidentally spend a multi-million-dollar penny on a cup of coffee. Speaking of that, let me tell you about the time I almost made a huge mistake that a few years ago. I was going through some old coins and found what I thought was just a regular, beat-up penny. I tossed it in a jar without thinking twice. A few weeks later, I heard about a rare coin that looked exactly like the one I had. But by the time I went back to check, that jar was gone. Turns out my wife had taken to the bank and cashed it in for face value. That's right, I may have had a coin worth thousands of dollars, and it ended up back in circulation. Somewhere out there, someone got incredibly lucky. And I learned a valuable lesson. Always check your change. 1. Never underestimate the power of a single penny. 2. Always check your spare change. You never know what might be hiding in there. And 3. Don't make my mistake. Hold on to those interesting-looking coins until you're 100% sure they're not valuable. Now, before you run off to dig through your coin stash, do me a favor. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. I've got plenty more coin collecting tips, rare finds, and money-making strategies coming your way. And who knows? The next coin we talk about might just be the one sitting in your pocket, waiting to make you a fortune. Ever thought that the humble penny jingling in your pocket could be worth a fortune? Well, grab your magnifying glasses and put on your detective hats, because today we're diving deep into the world of rare pennies. Specifically, the elusive 2005 no-mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny that's been making headlines with its staggering $2.7 million price tag. Yes, you heard that right. Millions for a single cent. So, let's embark on this numismatic adventure together. First things first, let's clarify what we mean by no-mint mark. In the US, coins are typically stamped with a letter indicating where they were minted. P for Philadelphia, D for Denver, S for San Francisco, and so on. However, coins minted in Philadelphia often lack a mint mark altogether. So, a 2005 penny without a mint mark isn't unusual in itself. But what makes this particular penny so special? The buzz around the 2005 no-mint mark Lincoln penny fetching $2.7 million is, unfortunately, more myth than reality. While certain rare pennies, like the 1943 copper wheat penny or the 1909 SVB penny, have fetched high prices due to their rarity and historical significance, the 2005 no-mint mark penny doesn't fall into this category. In fact, recent reports highlight that some Lincoln pennies, such as the 1969 double-die penny, have been valued at nearly $40,000 due to unique minting errors. Let me share a little story. A few years back, I stumbled upon an old jar of coins in my grandparents' attic. Among the dusty nickels and dimes was a shiny penny that caught my eye, a 2005 no-mint mark Lincoln penny. My heart raced as I recalled rumors of rare pennies being worth a fortune. Dreams of early retirement flashed before my eyes. But after some research and a visit to a local coin appraiser, I learned that while my penny was a nice keepsake, it wasn't going to fund my dream vacation. It was a fun adventure and a great lesson in the importance of verifying facts before getting carried away.so. How can you tell if you've got a penny worth more than its face value? Certain years and mint locations produced fewer coins, making them rarer. For example, the 1909 SVB penny had a limited mintage of 484,000, making it highly minting mistakes can make coins valuable. The 1955 double-die penny, where the date appears twice due to a die error, is a famous example. Coins in pristine condition, known as mint state, are worth more than those that are worn and weathered. Resources like the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, can provide detailed information on coin values and grading. While the tale of the $2.7 million 2005 no mint mark penny is more fiction than fact, the world of coin collecting is filled with genuine treasures waiting to be discovered. So, next time you find a penny in your pocket, take a closer look. You might just have a piece of history in your hands. And if you're eager to learn more about coins worth money and how to spot them, hit that subscribe button. Join our community of coin enthusiasts, and let's uncover the hidden gems in our change together. All right, folks, let me ask you a question. Have you ever had a penny in your pocket and thought, man, I wish this thing was worth millions? Well, what if I told you that the 1979 D. Lincoln penny floating around out there worth a jaw-dropping $2.8 million? Yeah, you heard me right. Not $2.80, $2,800,000. And before you go running to check under your couch cushions, let me tell you a little story that a while back I was at a coin show, doing my usual rounds, chatting with collectors, and hunting for hidden gems. This old-timer, let's call him Joe, comes up to me and says, "You ever hear about the 1979 D penny that's worth millions?" Now, I've been in this game for a while, but even I had to do a double take. I thought he was pulling my leg. Turns out Joe wasn't joking. Someone out there found this rare penny, and it's making waves in the coin world. So what makes it so valuable? Could you have one sitting in your piggy bank right now? And if so, how do you cash in? Stick with me, because we're about to break it all down. First, let's talk about what makes the 1979 D. Lincoln penny so special. It all comes down to an incredibly rare minting error. Now, errors happen at the US Mint all the time, but this is next-level stuff. Somehow, a batch of 1979 D pennies was struck on the wrong type of planchet, the metal disc that becomes the coin. Instead of the usual copper-plated zinc composition, these pennies were struck on a solid copper planchet, left over from 1978. That's right, this penny wasn't even supposed to exist, but a few managed to slip through, and today they're some of the rarest modern Lincoln cents ever found. Now, you might be wondering, okay, but how do I know if I have one? A normal 1979 D penny weighs 2.5 grams, but this error coin weighs 3.1 grams because it's solid copper. So, grab a scale and check. A regular penny makes a clink sound when dropped on a hard surface, but a solid copper penny has a slightly different ring to it. While regular 1979 D pennies can look dull or even slightly zinc-like over time, these rare ones have a richer, more golden red tone. And here's where things get really interesting. One of these pennies was recently sold at auction for a staggering $2.8 million. Imagine finding a penny on the ground and realizing it's worth more than a mansion. That's the kind of life-changing discovery we're talking about here. The odds of finding one are slim. We're talking about a handful of known examples. But people are still finding rare coins in their spare change, and that's why it pays, literally, to check your pennies. And even if you don't find this exact coin, there are plenty of other 1979 pennies worth good money, such as these can sell for hundreds of dollars if in pristine condition. Some 1979 pennies have noticeable doubling on the date or mint mark, which can also be valuable.so. The next time you get a handful of pennies from the store, don't just toss them in a jar. Take a minute to check them. You never know when you might hit the jackpot. All right, folks, we've covered a lot today. We talked about the 1979 D. Lincoln penny that sold for $2.8 million, why it's so rare, how to spot one, and why checking your change could lead to a life-changing discovery. And if you're thinking, man, I got to start looking at my coins more closely, then you're in the right place. Make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications because I've got more tips, coin collecting strategies, and stories that could help you turn spare change into serious cash. All right, folks, let me ask you something. Have you ever found a penny on the ground, picked it up, and thought, hey, free money? Well, what if I told you that one little penny, just like the one in your pocket, could be worth $2.9 million? Yeah, you heard me right. We're talking about the legendary 1968 D. Lincoln penny with a doubled mint mark. Now, before you go dumping out your piggy banks and flipping over couch cushions, stick with me because we're diving deep into what makes this penny so valuable, how to spot one, and whether you might just have a jackpot sitting in your coin jar. And trust me, by the end of this, You're going to be inspecting every penny like a detective on a crime scene. That if you love discovering coins worth real money, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on my next find. Who knows? Your next coin might just buy you a house. The mystery of the 1968 D pennyright. So what's the deal with this penny? The 1968 D Lincoln penny was minted in Denver, which is why it has that little D mint mark onto the year. But here's where it gets interesting. The mint mark is doubled. That means the D was stamped twice, creating a shadow effect that's actually a major minting error. Now, you might be thinking, big deal, it's just a little extra D. But in the coin world, errors like this are gold. Well, copper in this case. This doubling happened because of a mistake at the mint, and only a handful of these pennies have ever been found. The scarcity, combined with collector demand, is what makes this bad boy worth a jaw-dropping $2.9 million today. So how do you know if you have one of these million-dollar mistakes? Well, grab a magnifying glass, or let's be real, just zoom in with your phone. Take a close look at the D mint mark under the date. If you see what looks like a second, slightly offset D right next to it, you might be holding a fortune. The coin should be from 1968 and have a D mint mark. The doubling should only be on the mint mark, not the rest of the design. The condition matters. A shinier, well-preserved coin could be worth more. Now, if you spot something that looks suspicious, don't go spending it just yet. Get it authenticated by a professional grading service. Trust me, you don't want to be the guy who spends a $2.9 million penny on a soda. All right, let me tell you a quick story. Years ago, before I knew much about rare coins, I had this old jar of pennies. One day, I was short on change at the gas station, so I dug through it and grabbed a handful of coins, including this one older-looking penny. Didn't think twice about it. Paid for my soda and went on with my day. I started getting into coin collecting and learning about rare pennies. One night, I'm reading about a rare 1972 double die penny worth thousands, and it hits me. That penny I spent, it looked just like the one in the article. I drove all the way back to that gas station just hoping that penny was still in the register. Of course, it was long gone, probably sitting in someone else's collection right now, making them rich. Lesson learned. Always check your change. So, you might be wondering, why is this penny worth $2.9 million? Well, it all comes down to supply and demand. Coin collectors are always on the hunt for rare errors, and the 1968 D double mint mark is one of the rarest. Because only a few exist, auction prices have skyrocketed over the years. A 1968 D penny in really nice condition, maybe $10 to $1.20. A certified 1968 D double mint mark penny? We're talking millions. If you find one, don't just throw it up on eBay for a quick buck. Get it graded, auction it off, and retire early. All right, let's wrap this up. By now, you know what to look for, where to check, and why this penny is making people rich. Now it's your turn. Go through your change, dig through old jars, and start hunting. And if you want more tips on valuable coins, collecting strategies, and hidden treasures in your pocket, make sure to subscribe to the channel. I've got tons of crazy coin stories, and you don't want to miss the next big find. So what do you think? Have you ever found a rare coin? Let me know in the comments. All right, folks, imagine this. You're digging through your couch cushions, looking for some spare change, and BM, you pull out a penny. But not just any penny. This little copper beauty could be worth $1 million. That's right. Today we're talking about the legendary 1989 no mint mark Lincoln penny, a coin so rare that if you find one, you might just be able to retire early. Come on, a penny worth $1 million? But trust me, you'll want to hear the details on this one. And stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to check your change for hidden treasures. Who knows? You might have a life-changing penny sitting in your pocket right now. So, grab a snack, get comfortable, and let's dive into the wild world of rare coins. What makes this coin so valuable? Well, most pennies from 1989 have a little letter under the date. D for Denver or S for San Francisco. But every now and then, a mistake happens at the US Mint, and a few coins slip through without a mint mark. Now, normally, this wouldn't be a huge deal. But the 1989 no mint mark penny is different. It's so rare that collectors are willing to pay top dollar, or in this case, $1 million, for one in pristine condition. Here's where it gets interesting. Back in the 80s, the US Mint was churning out coins like crazy. Somehow, during production, a small batch of Lincoln pennies missed the mint mark engraving process. It's kind of like making a batch of cookies and realizing you forgot to add sugar. Except in this case, the mistake made the penny insanely valuable. Collectors speculate that this error happened in Philadelphia, where pennies usually don't have a mint mark. But this particular 1989 no mint mark penny was struck with a unique die, making it one of a kind. Recently, at an exclusive coin auction, a mint condition 1989 no mint mark penny sold for a jaw-dropping $1 million. Yes, $1 million for a single penny. But before you start cashing your piggy bank, let me break it down for you. Near perfect condition MS 65 to MS 69 could still fetch hundreds of thousands, maybe worth a few thousand. Even if your penny isn't in perfect shape, it could still be worth enough to pay off a few bills or at least buy you a nice steak dinner. All right, time to put your detective hat on. Because squinting doesn't count as coin authentication. If it says 1989 and doesn't have a D or S under it, you're onto something. The shinier, the better. If it looks like it's been run over by a truck, well, it might not be worth $1 million. Take it to a professional coin grading service like PeaceGS or NGC. They'll give you the official verdict. Now, let me tell you a little story about how I almost hit the jackpot. Almost being the key word. At a few years back, I was going through my old coin jar. I found a 1989 penny with no mint mark, and my heart nearly stopped. I was already planning my dream vacation, Hawaii, first-class tickets, the whole works. Then I took it to a local coin dealer. He pulled out his magnifying glass, studied it carefully, and then burst out laughing. Turns out, I had a regular 1989 Philadelphia penny. No rare error, no $1 million payday, just a plain OL penny. Always double-check your coins. You never know when you might actually strike gold, or in this case, copper.so. There you have it, the 1989 no mint mark Lincoln penny. One of the rarest and most valuable modern pennies out there. If you've got one in top condition, you could be sitting on a fortune. Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on more coin hunting tips. Drop a comment if you've ever found a valuable. Let's hear your stories. And if you enjoyed this video, give it a big thumbs. It really helps the channel grow. Remember, folks, always check your change. You never know when a tiny, ordinary-looking penny could be worth a life-changing amount of money. Have you ever tossed a penny aside, thinking it's just a worthless piece of copper? Well, what if I told you that a 1973 D. Lincoln penny could be worth a life-changing $1.1 million? Yep, a single penny. That's more than a brand new Ferrari, a house, or enough fishing gear to last you a lifetime. Small? A penny? But listen, people have literally found rare coins in their pocket change and walked away with a fortune. And today, I'm going to tell you exactly why this 1973 D penny is so valuable, how you can spot one, and where to sell it if you hit the jackpot. Before we dive in, let me share a quick story that proves just how easy it is to overlook valuable coins, and how I learned my lesson the hard way. A few years back, I was at a gas station. I got some change back. I noticed a weird-looking penny. Something about the color and texture seemed off. But I was in a rush, so I just tossed it in my cup holder and forgot about it. I'm a coin shop, chatting with a collector, and he starts talking about a rare off-metal error penny worth thousands. I suddenly remember that weird penny I had, but when I checked my car, it was gone. Probably spent it on a vending machine snack. To this day, I wonder if I gave away a small fortune for a bag of chips. And that's why I always check my change now, because you never know when $1 million penny could be staring you in the face. All right, let's get into what makes the 1973 D. Lincoln penny so special, and how you can find one that this isn't just any 1973 D penny. The one that hit that jaw-dropping price tag is an error coin, meaning something went very, very wrong at the US Mint, that a few 1973 D pennies were accidentally struck on a leftover 90% silver planchet from 1972. That's right, while pennies were supposed to be made of copper, these few were printed on silver dimes by mistake. The result? A super rare coin that collectors go absolutely wild for. How to spot the rare 1973 D silver penny. If you think you've got a 1973 D penny, here's how to check if it's a jackpot coin. A real copper penny won't stick to a magnet, but a silver one might give off a slight, pulled out a regular 1973. D penny weighs 3.11 grams, but a silver one is 2.5 grams. You'll need a scale that measures to the hundredth of a gram. Copper pennies turn brown over time. If your 1973 D penny looks silver or has a weird grayish tint, it's time to investigate. Sound test. Drop it on a table. A copper penny makes a dull thud, while a silver one has a high A confirmed 1973 D silver penny sold for $1.1 million at auction. Even if your penny isn't silver, high grade 1973, D pennies can still fetch hundreds or thousands of dollars. Coins with errors like off-center strikes, double dies, or die cracks can also be worth big money. If you think you've got one of these rare pennies, don't just throw it on eBay for $5. Get it authenticated by a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. But don't take the first offer you get. Check auction houses like Heritage Auctions or Stack's Bowers, where serious collectors bid big money. So, next time you find a 1973 D Lincoln penny, don't just toss it in a jar. You might be holding $1 million mistake. Or at least made you check your pockets. Hit that subscribe button. I drop videos all the time about rare coins, hidden treasures, and smart collecting strategies. Who knows? The next video might help you find another $1 million coin. All right, folks, have you ever found a penny on the ground and thought, yeah, not worth bending over for? Well, after today's video, you might just start diving under vending machines looking for change. Because we're talking about a tiny copper coin that could be worth, are you ready for this? $1.2 million. That's right, a 1988 Lincoln penny with a rare mint mark variety that has collectors going absolutely nuts. $1 million for a penny? You gotta be kidding me. But stick around, because I'll break down exactly what makes this coin so valuable, how you can check your own change for one, and why some people are cashing in big time. Plus, I'll tell you about a time I almost threw away a valuable coin myself. Let's just say I learned my lesson the hard way. So, grab your coffee, get comfy, and let's talk about how a single penny can change your life. All right, let's get into the nitty-gritty. The 1988 Lincoln penny is pretty common. Billions of them were made. So why in the world would one be worth over $1 million? The answer lies in a tiny detail that most people overlook. It all comes down to the mint mark and a little engraving mistake at the U.S. Mint. In 1988, the Philadelphia and Denver mints used two different dies to stamp the date and mint mark on pennies. And here's where it gets interesting, some 1988 pennies were accidentally struck with a 1989 design for the mint mark area. Now, you might be wondering, how do I even tell the difference? Great question. How to spot the rare 1988 penny worth $1.20 million if you got a 1988 penny? You need to check two things. Look closely at the S or D mint mark under the date. The rare version has the 1989 style mint mark instead of the standard 1988 version. The difference is subtle but important. On the reverse, tail side, near the Lincoln Memorial, there are small initials FG for Frank Gasparo, the designer. The rare ones have a slightly different font shape, proving they were struck with a 1989 die. These errors were discovered years later, and once collectors caught on, the value of these pennies skyrocketed. One sold for over $1 million, and others have been fetching 5- and 6-figure prices ever since. Now, if you find one of these rare 1988 pennies, don't expect to get $1 million right away. The top dollar sales go to coins in perfect, uncirculated condition. But even circulated versions can sell for thousands. So, even if yours isn't in museum-level condition, you could still make enough to pay off some bills, take a vacation, or buy a whole lot of tacos. Now, let me tell you about the time I almost threw away a valuable penny. A few years ago, I was rolling up spare change to take to the bank. I had a massive pile of pennies, probably a couple $100 worth. I was halfway through rolling them when I noticed one looked weird. The mint mark just didn't seem right, that I almost ignored it, but something told me to check. So I grabbed my magnifying glass, did a little research, and sure enough, it was a rare variety worth over $2,000. I about fell out of my chair. Always check your change, because that one penny I almost rolled up at the rest could have ended up in a Coinstar machine instead of in my pocket. The 1988 penny could be worth over $1.20 million. Check the mint mark and FG initials to see if you have the rare variety. Even lower grade can sell for thousands, so don't ignore your pennies. Now, here's what you got to do next. Go check your change, dig through your penny jar, raid the couch cushions, and check those old piggy banks. You never know. You could be sitting on a small fortune. And hey, if you found this helpful and want to learn more about coins worth serious money, hit that subscribe button. I post videos every week showing you how to find valuable coins, how to sell them for top dollar, and strategies to grow your collection to SO. Before you spend another penny, make sure you're not holding on to a hidden treasure. You're sifting through your pocket change, and nestled between the nickels and dimes, you find a penny. But not just any penny, a 2009 no-mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny. Now, what if I told you this humble coin could be worth a staggering $3.3 million? Intrigued? Let's dive into the fascinating world of coin collecting and uncover the secrets behind this extraordinary valuation. Welcome to our channel, where we explore the hidden treasures in your pocket change. Today, we're embarking on a journey through time, examining the 2009 no-mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny. We'll uncover its history, understand what makes it special, and reveal why some of these pennies have reached astronomical values at auctions. So, grab your magnifying glass, and let's get started. The Lincoln cent, introduced in 1909 to commemorate Abraham Lincoln's 100th birthday, replaced the Indian head cent. It was the first U.S. coin to feature a real person's likeness, marking a significant shift in American coinage. The original design, known as the wheat penny, featured two wheat stalks on the reverse side and was minted until 1958. Fast forward to 2009, the U.S. Mint celebrated Lincoln's 200th birthday by releasing 4 different penny designs, each depicting a different phase of his life. A log cabin representing his humble beginnings, Lincoln reading while taking a break from rail splitting, standing before the state capitol, symbolizing his political career, presidency in Washington, D.C., the unfinished Capitol dome, signifying a nation under construction. These designs were minted across various facilities, including Philadelphia, no mint mark, Denver, D mint mark, and San Francisco, S mint mark. Typically, coins minted in Philadelphia bear no mint mark, while those from Denver and San Francisco carry D and S marks, respectively. The absence of a mint mark on a 2009 penny indicates it was produced in Philadelphia. However, not all no mint mark pennies are created equal. Certain anomalies or errors during production can make specific coins exceptionally valuable. You might be wondering, how can a penny be worth $3.3 million? Well, in a world of numismatics, that's fancy talk for coin collecting, rarity, and demand drive value. While standard 2009 no-mint mark pennies are common, certain error coins or unique variations can fetch high prices. For instance, a rare 1943 D bronze cent sold for $1.7 million in 2010. While there's no widely reported sale of a 2009 penny reaching $3.3 million, the coin collecting world is full of surprises, and exceptional finds can lead to record-breaking sales. Look for anomalies like double dies, off-center strikes, or unusual markings. Coins in mint or near-mint condition are more valuable. Even minor wear can significantly decrease a coin's worth. If you believe you found a rare coin, consult a professional grading service for authentication. Conclusion coin collecting is a thrilling adventure, blending history, art, and the excitement of a treasure hunt. While finding a penny worth millions is rare, the joy is in the search and the stories each coin tells. So, next time you receive change, take a moment to inspect those pennies. You never know what hidden gem might be waiting. A few years ago, I found a 1955 double die penny in my grandfather's old collection. Though not worth millions, its value was enough to spark my passion for numismatics and led me down this fascinating path. If you enjoyed this journey and want to learn more about coins worth money, collecting strategies, and the rich history behind everyday currency, hit that subscribe button. Join our community of enthusiasts, and let's uncover the treasures hidden in plain sight together.